Welcome to Cost Saver Conversations. I'm Angela, and I ask the practical questions so you can quickly understand what matters. Today, I'm joined by Assad.
Hi, Angela. We are unpacking land registry mistakes that could cost you thousands and how to avoid them today, and tying it back to the wider cost saver ecosystem, including tools like Home Buying Affordability Calculator and Land Registry Tool, so you can turn insights into action quickly.
Just a heads up before we dive in, we are your synthetic hosts. We are great with numbers, but as AI, we can sometimes be confidently wrong. Think of us as the digital versions of your most knowledgeable, slightly caffeinated friends.
Exactly. Treat this chat as a smart estimate only, not as professional financial guidance. Always check important details with official sources or a qualified expert before making any big decisions.
So, Assad, I was talking to my sister last week. She's buying her first place, right? And she mentioned this whole land registry thing. And I realized I had no idea what that even meant when I bought my flat. Did you?
Oh, God, no. I just handed everything to my solicitor and assumed they'd handle it all, which is what most people do, honestly. But that's exactly where things can go
Wrong?
so wrong. Like, we're talking anywhere from 5 grand to 50 grand wrong. In boundary disputes, legal fees, lost property value, it's mental.
50,000? Oh, that's a deposit on another house.
Right? And the thing is, the land registry isn't just some boring paperwork. It's literally the legal proof that you own your home. Mess that up and you're
Stuffed?
completely stuffed. So look, the first massive mistake people make, not actually reading their title deeds properly.
Oh, but they're full of legal jargon, aren't they? I remember mine were like incomprehensible.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why people just assume their solicitor will flag anything important, which, a good one will, but you can't be totally passive about it. There's stuff hidden in there that can really.
Like what?
Okay, so restrictive covenants. These are basically rules about what you can't do with your property. Some of them are bonkers, like you can't park a caravan on your own driveway, or run a business from home, or build an extension,
Wait, really? Even if it's your house?
even if it's your house. And these can be like decades old, but still legally enforceable. I heard about this woman, Sarah from Bristol, bought her flat in 2023, right? 6 months later, her neighbor rocks up with documents showing a right-of-way across her garden.
Oh no.
And she'd already built a raised bed over the path. Cost her 8.5 grand in legal fees, had to rip the whole thing out. Just devastating.
That's absolutely brutal. So, how do you avoid that? Just read everything super carefully?
Ask your solicitor to walk you through the deeds in plain English. Seriously. Takes maybe 20, 30 minutes, but it could save you thousands. Don't be embarrassed to ask questions. You're paying for their expertise.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so title deeds are one thing. What else are people missing?
Boundaries. This is the big one, Angela, the really expensive one.
Go on.
So the land registry uses these ordnance survey maps, right? But they're not. They're not precise, like at all. The scale makes it really hard to tell exactly where one property ends and another begins.
But surely there's a fence or something.
Ah, see, that's what everyone thinks. But a fence doesn't necessarily mark the legal boundary. Could have been moved by a previous owner, built in the wrong place from the start. Boundary disputes made up nearly 20% of property litigation in 2022.
20%? That's actually terrifying.
And the average cost to resolve one through the courts, 15 to 30,000 pounds. Complex ones can go into six figures. It's just.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
So before you exchange, physically walk the boundaries. Compare what you see with the title plan. If anything looks dodgy, flag it immediately. And honestly, talk to the neighbors if you can.
Really? Before you've even bought?
Absolutely. A friendly chat can reveal so much. Ongoing disputes, historical issues that might not show up in searches. Sellers have to disclose known disputes, but not everyone's forthcoming.
I wish I'd known that. What about, oh, hang on, you mentioned something about unregistered land earlier?
Oh yeah, this is wild. About 15% of land in England and Wales is still unregistered. as of 2023.
What? I thought everything was digital now.
You think, but no, these tend to be older properties that haven't changed hands since before compulsory registration came in. Different areas, different times throughout the 20th century.
So, what does that mean if you're buying one?
Instead of a nice, clean land registry title, you're dealing with paper deeds, a whole chain of them, going back at least 15 years. And if any part of that chain is missing,
You're in trouble.
big trouble. Higher legal fees, we're talking 500 to 1500 quid more. Longer completion times, you might need title insurance, which, honestly, for 100 to 300 pounds, just get it.
Right, yeah, that's nothing compared to the risk. So, once you've actually completed, got your keys and everything, it's all done then, right?
You'd think, but no, another huge mistake is thinking the work's done once you've got the keys.
Oh, come on.
I know, but your solicitor still has to register you as the new owner with the land registry, and that can take weeks, sometimes months.
So, you're living there, but you're not officially the owner yet?
Technically you are, but the register hasn't been updated, and if your solicitor messes up the application or doesn't submit it promptly, your ownership isn't fully protected. In extreme cases, and I mean extreme, you could even have fraudulent activity.
Fraud on property? How does that even...
It's mad, right? But the land registry prevented over 25 million pounds worth of property fraud in 2022 alone. Empty properties, rentals, ones owned outright without a mortgage, they're the highest risk.
Wow, I had no idea that was even a thing.
Most people don't, but there's this free property alert service from the land registry. Sign up right after completion. It emails you if anyone tries to change anything on your property's register.
Oh, that's brilliant. Why isn't everyone doing that?
Because nobody tells you about it. Honestly, it's free, takes 2 minutes, there's no reason not to.
Okay, so we've covered the legal stuff. What about the money side? I remember being shocked by all the extra fees.
Oh God, yes. So you've got land registry fees and stamp duty, and they're separate things. People always forget about the land registry fees.
How much are we talking?
Depends on the property value. For something around 300,000, it's about 150 quid for a postal application. Less if you do it online, maybe 100. Not massive, but when you're already stretched.
Every penny counts, yeah.
Exactly. And at least first-time buyers get some stamp duty relief. As of 2024, you don't pay anything on the first 425,000 if the property's under 625.
That's something, I suppose. God, Assad, this is all quite overwhelming, isn't it? There's so much that can go wrong.
I know, but look, most of these mistakes are totally avoidable. You just need to know what to look for. Don't be passive, ask questions, actually read things.
Chase your solicitor.
Definitely chase your solicitor. They work for you, remember? Oh, and there was this guy, John from Manchester, bought specifically to extend for his growing family. Moved in, found out there was a covenant preventing any extensions.
No.
Yep, had to sell and move again just 2 years later. Cost him 15 grand in moving costs alone.
That's heartbreaking. All because he didn't check the title deeds properly?
All because he didn't check. One conversation with his solicitor could have saved him all that stress and money.
Right. So if I'm hearing you correctly, the main things are read your title deeds properly, check the boundaries yourself, be extra careful with unregistered land, chase up the registration after completion, and sign up for fraud alerts?
That's it. And honestly, don't be afraid to ask questions. It's your biggest investment, probably the most money you'll ever spend on anything. Take it seriously from day one.
Knowledge is protection.
Exactly. The more you understand before you sign, the more confident you can be, and the less likely you'll be one of those horror stories we've been talking about.
Well, on that cheerful note, no, but seriously, this has been really eye-opening. I think my sister is going to find this incredibly useful.
Tell her good luck, and tell her to read those title deeds. Actually read them.
Will do. Thanks, Assad. Quick side note, this guide connects with other cost-saver blogs, especially Free Ways to Slash Your Energy Bills This Winter, Home Insulation ROI Guide, and Energy Bills Guide for Single Occupants.
Exactly, and reading those together gives you a fuller picture of safety, energy costs, and long-term affordability before you choose a postcode.
And if you want to apply this immediately, jump into tools like Home Buying Affordability Calculator and Land Registry Tool right after this episode.
Primary sources used here include UK government, title deeds and property ownership, and Land Registry about the land register, so you can verify the data yourself and stay evidence-led.
That wraps this cost saver conversation with Angela and Assad. If this helped, share it with someone house hunting so they make safer and smarter money decisions.
Your next step is simple. Try Home Buying Affordability Calculator, then read Free Ways to Slash Your Energy Bills this winter and use both together before committing to a move.